Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the class BMN 521 seminar in Buddhist terminology. Today is January 30th, 2023. And today is the third week of our class. Yes, third week. Hope you all are with me. You all understand what's going on in the class. And so last week we were talking about the translation, importance of translation and the Pali canon's English translations, different kinds of English translations that are available right now. So when you did the research on that thing, you must have been able to find out many different translations available right now. And if you read a little bit, not too much, if you read a little bit, you might be able to recognize which one is which one is for your preference, which one is more readable, or which one is more accessible, or something like that. So today we are going to talk about one of the pioneering gigantic project that started towards the end of the 19th century, 1881 to be exact. This is called the Pali Text Society. Pali Text Society, PTS. The shortened form is PTS. So this was, I used the word gigantic project because one of the pioneering task, and also it continued for many years, and still it's there. Pali Text Society is still there, doing translations and developing certain terminology and everything. So this is really relevant for our subject we are discussing here. So the very first attempt to translate Pali text into English is this start of this text society. Where do you have it? Where do you find it? Pali Text Society is founded in London, United Kingdom. The history is very interesting. When Sri Lanka was under the British, under United Kingdom, 1881 is the exact year that Text Society was started, PTS was started. One gentleman called Rhys Davids, very famous name, T.W. Rhys Davids. He was a civil servant appointed by the United Kingdom, by the Queen or the King to Sri Lanka as a civil servant. And he was a Orientalist in the sense that he had learned Oriental languages in Germany or somewhere. And then he was sent to Sri Lanka to his service as a civil servant. And once he was there, he became really interested in the Sinhalese language, the language of the land, and also as he has studied Sanskrit and other languages, Oriental languages, he became really interested in Pali language too. So Pali and Sinhala he learned in Sri Lanka, And he came across with Buddhist texts and Buddhism. So he got really interested in Buddhist studies, and then he thought, oh, my task should be to collect all these manuscripts, all these Pali texts, and then start a society or text society so that these texts could be preserved, and also so that these texts could be translated. That is the first ever attempt to translate Pali Buddhist texts into English. So as I told you, that was in 1881, something like how many years ago? 130, 140 years ago, perhaps, yes. So this, the society was established in London, and what they did originally was to collect all the texts that were available in Sri Lanka in Pali language, and then they preserved them in London. And Rhys Davids, he himself started translating these texts. See, this is really relevant to our subject. When he was trying to translate these texts, he had to develop what we may call the terminology, Buddhist terminology. See, so Rhys Davids is pioneering in this task. He and his wife also got interested in this subject, and she has also translated many texts. And later on, many other scholars joined, and they kept on translating text after text after text. And still today, even today, that task goes on. Rhys Davids is no more, and other scholars, some of the scholars are no more, but the society continues to flourish even today. One of the other important things that Pali Text Society did was, Rhys Davids actually, he started a dictionary, Pali English dictionary. See, this is where we need to pay attention. He started actually, he couldn't finish it. He started compiling a dictionary, Pali and English. Even today, that is the most widely accepted dictionary. Dictionary was completed in somewhere in 1920s, 21 or 28, somewhere around that time. And later, the Pali Text Society, PTS, developed it, updated it. See the word I am using, updated. Why do you need update? Because the language changes. So at the same time, you have to understand that terminology is not the same across the board. Buddhist, when you translate Buddhist concepts and teachings, the terminology also has to be updated or evolved. So that thing is happening in there. Even now, the dictionary, later on in 2001, I guess, 2001 or 2, about 22 years ago, the dictionary was updated and still being updated. So in that sense, Pali Text Society plays a very vibrant role, very active role in framing the terminology for the translation of Buddhist texts, Pali Buddhist texts especially, not the Sanskrit, okay, Pali Buddhist texts. So the translation of Pali Buddhist texts is because of this society. And it's very crucial, very important that you have to do a little research on this thing, how this society came into being, and what are the objectives, goals of the Pali Text Society, and what have they been doing, and their contribution towards evolving Buddhist terminology. These are the good subject for you to do research this week, okay? And then almost all the Buddhist texts are now translated. First, you find the what you may call the transliteration. Transliteration is Pali language does not have specific fonts, no fonts, okay? So only the sound. You cannot write. You can write it in any font, English or Roman or any fonts. You can use it, but no specific characters or fonts called Pali. Okay, so the Pali Text Society, what they did originally, was they actually transliterated. I used this word last week. You write the Pali in Roman characters. You transliterated them into Roman characters. So then anybody can read it. Anybody can, have the access. Anybody who knows Pali language have the access in Roman characters. Very famous. It is very famous nowadays among scholars, among those who study Buddhism. Pali Text Society is highly recognized, accepted edition of the PTS. PTS edition is highly recognized. So that is done by the Pali Text Society. So that's invaluable service they have done. Along with the translation, it became so widely accepted across the board, across the Buddhist world. And so that is what I wanted to convey in this class. So your task this week is to do a little research, because this is a seminar, okay? You have to do a little research about the Pali Text Society, make notes of what year it was started and by whom, and what are the main objectives, goals of the organization, and who they are, where they are, and how is it run today, how Pali Text Society is being run today, and contribution that it has made towards the study of Buddhism. So these areas you have to do a little research and find out, okay? With that, I wind up today's lecture. Very short one, but you have to do a lot of work. I just gave you the baton. You have to run, okay? Don't drop the baton. Keep the baton in your hand, run, and then win the race. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me, and I will send you the homework assignment. Please submit your homework within the week. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day and wonderful week.